I'm just checking, see if I can catch, look at this. See, this is what I'm talking about. They're just taking over. We've been invaded by these things, and they are alien, and they are from space, and they've got control over our electric grid, and they're gonna take so much, get so much control over it, they're gonna cut us off and just use it for themselves, and then we're gonna be in big trouble. We'll have no energy. Okay, so there's no way for me to make this up. You take a good look at this, and this is in daytime. Okay, they don't care if it's daytime anymore. They used to hide this kind of stuff. Now, you know, you don't have to be a scientist or a genius to know, you know, that they're there and that they're powering up off of our electrical grid and energizing and replicating themselves on our power. They're manipulating our entire electrical grid, and now they're no longer taking the electromagnetic field energy around the wires or cables. Now they're right on the cables and taking it directly right from the power plant. they're powering up off of our electrical grid and energizing and replicating themselves on our power. They're manipulating our entire electrical grid, and now they're no longer taking the electromagnetic field energy around the wires or cables. Now they're right on the cables and taking it directly right from the power plant. You know, wherever that station is, this is a big, this is a big post, and they're just taking it right off the big posts. And these are high power cables. You know, they're not just little things. You can see all the clusters all over in the trees. All those white spots, that's, I'm shooting from far away, but those are all big clusters. Look what they've done with the trees. They're just eating them up. And this thing, it's got all those orbs all over it. I don't even know if, that thing is real or what. It looks like really strange. I look at all the orb clusters all down here. There's more and more every day, every single day. There's tons of them. And look at that tree there, taking video just to let you see the bottom there. See those clusters on the bottom? You can see they're moving. And you can see them moving. They're huge. And that's what's happening all over. But this is something else. Yeah. I'm waiting for those spiders to just fly over this thing. But they're on the cable anyway. That's them. They're energy organisms or entities, and they're really smart. I mean, they got high intelligence, and anyone else would have been burnt to a crisp just touching that cable. But they energize from it. Where's that other big cable? This one. This is where I saw the spiders fly over. Maybe they'll do it today. I'll back off. See if I can catch them. I'll leave it there and see. I just wanted to see this thing. See that there? Now look at that. That looks metallic. That whole thing. That's what it appears like on the screen. See that orb fly by? I mean, these things have invaded our planet. I don't have a doubt about it. The whole thing in my mind. We've been invaded. And that thing there looks like some kind of a craft or something. It's a cluster, but it's some kind of a craft. Just the way they're arranged. And look at the way they have the branches, the tree branches leading up to that, so that all the electricity goes down into the trees down here. That's where all the ores are. Now they won't move because I'm taking video, but they're all over the place. Like, they know when I'm taking video, that's the problem. They seem to know everything I do. I don't like that. That's because there's so many of them, and they communicate really well. So the ones that are over here looking at me what I'm doing are sending messages over there. So, you know, then they just stop doing what they're doing. Just watch for a few seconds, and they can't stand still. They're gonna have to act up. I'm gonna outrate them. And that whole area, that fog, you see how they're making more fog? That's just more of them. They're gonna go invisible. This is now the fog thing. I'm gonna make that whole thing just fog, so I don't see them. But you can see them moving, because they can't stand still. They're at too high a vibration frequency to stay still too long. They have to keep moving. That's why they need all that electricity. Okay, you see them getting all upset? I'm on them too long. So you see how much fog they've created? Watch. See all the fog that's been created right there? That's a lot of fog in no time at all. And this is a perfectly sunny day. There's no reason for any fog. Look at these. They're all eaten. Hey. All the trees are just full of these things. They're just everywhere. And I'm not even trying to get any. Like, they're even eating the branches, not only the leaves. But up here, this is all just them. All these white spots all over. And those are all spiders, they're all those black ones. All of them. There must be tons of them. All of that black stuff. That's like an entire nest of them. Look how many there are. Okay, and these aren't small. Okay, these are not small. So they're going to eat that big tree branch. It could be even a stalk. The entire tree is going to be gone. Yeah, that used to be a tree. You see, they're right in the whole thing. Gonna finish it off. They're already taking out all the leaves off. Even this one over here, and the one next to it there. And this one. They're just all over. I wonder if that's a spider. Okay, that just gave a pulse. See the camera shake? That's giving off a pulse. Shouldn't shake at all, it's in a stand. And there's no wind right now. So, these things are real. Look how real they are. Okay, that's how real they are to our trees. That they're just eating them alive. They're just eating them alive. Okay? And that's very real to our trees. Just ask a tree, how are these things real? Any tree. It'll tell you it's eating me alive. Or they're eating me alive. I don't know what to say. It doesn't matter if I take the camera right over there. Same thing. Same thing over here where I am. I just don't want to, shoot where I am because I don't want people coming around bothering me. But it's the same everywhere. There's no difference. These things are just all over. And our trees are paying the price, but not just our trees. Our whole planet is going to pay the price because we've been invaded. Whether you're aware of it or believe it or don't believe it, this is an invasion of an alien species. It doesn't matter how or why or what. Look what they're doing. That's what really matters. That they're eating up our trees and everything else in sight. Yeah. Look at all the fog they made. They're just making so many of them. Look at a big cluster now. The three of them combined into one. Or four of them, I don't know how many, I can't remember. There's 3 or 4 of them. Look at that big cluster they made. Right there on that pole. Okay, so you can't see very much now because there's so many ores that they created in the air. Look, you can't see anything. Look how big that cluster is. You can see that, that's for sure. That tower is about at least 200 feet high, maybe higher. It's at least 200 feet. It's even higher because I'm more than 200 feet up. That's even with me, just about. I'm shooting a little bit up, so you give 200 feet another 5 or 10 degrees, and that's how high that thing is. It's huge. But look at that huge orb right there. That's what I'm talking about. My whole house runs on electricity. Winter's coming. What if those things cut us off and there's no electricity? They're going to be warming up by candlelight. How long can I do that? I will be back in the Stone Age, cooking it by the fire. Look how much power that thing is drawing out of our power plant. We're paying for all of this. All this power that's gone, we pay for it. That's why the rates are so high. They've gone up and up and up and up through the roof. And nobody's coming out to check this out. I just can't believe it. Nobody's even come to even look at this and see what's going on. There's another big cluster right in the middle there between the two sides of the tower. They're all in, there's 1, 2. There's actually 3 big clusters there. 2 are in the middle, and 1 is right there on the side on the left. I can't really see if there's 1 on the right, but I'm sure there is. It's just that they've you see the electricity going right into the ground from all of them. You see that white line going down from that big cluster right into the ground? They don't need wires to transfer electricity. They transfer electricity through the air and through everything else. They don't need wires. You see how it's going from the electric power line, the big cable, into that big orb, and then that orb is shooting it right into the ground. Look, right down here where these clusters are collecting it, and they're feeding all the other trees with power, and that's what's happening on this side and in the middle there. Now look at the size of that orb, and now they've created so much fog you can't even see it. There is 1 on the right, so there's 1 on the right, 1 on the left, and 2 in the middle, and they're drawing so much power they're going to burn out those cables. Look, there's other orbs. There's big clusters all over. They're just hard to see. There are big clusters all over. Let me just go over here. Maybe you can see them, but there are big clusters like that right down the cable. Okay, and because they made all that fog, you can't see them. But they're just as big as that one there next to the tower. And they're going right next to each other all the way down the cable. Okay, so that's gotta be happening on this side too. You just, can't see it. Look at all the fog they made. I mean, it's incredible. Ooh, see how fast they fly? Just zoom right by. Our planet has been invaded. Okay, it's 6 o'clock. I'm back. before it gets dark. You can see the orbs there on the cable. You can see where the electricity is going into the ground, and they're drawing it from the power cable. You can see those clusters in the middle between those two posts. And this one is very far away, and you look at all the clusters all around, and all that fog is not real fog, that's just orbs in the air. Okay, they're almost invisible, but they're white, and you can see through them. So when you have a lot of them together like that, then you get a fog. Okay, you see them right there? You get a fog when you have a lot of them. You have to look at them against the dark background. But when you put a lot of them together, you know, in one area, and look how many there are all over. But those are larger clusters. I'm talking about the small ones. Okay, these ones just flying all over. They are the fog. Okay, that's what the fog is. And look, you see over here going right to the ground, all the way down the line. You see from the cable right down to the line. Look how many clusters there are in that line. I don't know if you can see that. You have to get it just right. See where it's you see where the beams go down. So they're going right down to either the trees or to the ground, but they're going from clusters that are attached right on the power cable. They're going slanted. You can see how they're all slanted. Okay, and they're going to different locations in that entire area, all along that power cable. That power cable stretches for miles and miles all over. I mean, it's hard to see now because of all the orbs in the air, and they're created like a fog because there's so many. But all along that power cable right there, you can see how the beams go right to the trees and even to the ground. Okay, right from the power cable. Okay, even here. Okay. So you see the cluster that's doing it over here. You can see it good there. Okay, that one that's really active right there at the power cable. There's about 3 or 4 of them right there going around in counterclockwise circle. Okay, right there. Well, look at the way they're pumping the power right down there, right into the ground. Okay, it happens so fast you can't see the orbs. You see only that one there glow every now and then, but all the ones in the air are coming out of there. Okay. And now they won't light up because I'm filming it. Every now and then it has to. But that's where that beam is coming right from the top, from that orb on top, right on the cable. Okay, so what it's doing is it's charging up. It's passing the power down into the clusters below, and they pass it on along to all the other orbs whether they're in the air, on trees, or on the ground, or even if there's water around there in the water. There's no limit to where they can pass it, because they don't need cables to do it. You can see right there, it's passing it right off the cable. Okay, it's passing it right through the air, right off the cable, down towards the ground. And you can see it coming out, okay, into the trees and right down to the ground. Okay, they're coming out by the bucketful. I mean, many more than that. You only see one, maybe 1,000 or more. Okay, you only see when they make contact and touch off, like a negative and a positive charge touch off each other. You see a spark, but that happens once every couple of thousand. You know, in the meantime, like all those other ones go by, you don't see them. Okay, but you can see the ones up on the cable. They're spinning around counterclockwise. Okay, on that cable. Okay, and look how they're moving the camera all over. They know that I'm filming them. The camera is like locked in solid and it shouldn't move at all. But they're sending so much energy over here, I can even feel it. Okay, look how much energy they're sending down to the ground, and there are orbs all along that power cable that runs for miles and miles and miles. And that's like a high energy power cable. Yeah, that's high voltage.
They're sending so much energy over here. I can even feel it. Okay, look how much energy they're sending down to the ground. There are orbs all along that power cable that runs for miles and miles and miles. And that's like a high energy power cable. Yeah, that's high voltage.
They're sending so much energy over here, I can even feel it. Okay, look how much energy they're sending down to the ground, and there are orbs all along that power cable that runs for miles and miles and miles. And that's like a high energy power cable. That's high voltage, like real high voltage, thousands of volts. Like I don't know the exact voltage, but it's high voltage. I mean, enough to fry anything. And these things are just taking all that power and spreading it around. And they're doing this at every power cable there is in this entire city. This is just one spot and one big post there, pole or whatever it is, that comes from a transformer, and it's holding up the heavy duty high tension power cables from one township to the other. And this is all in Greater Toronto. This is Toronto, but it's divided into like parts, and this is between Etobicoke, Toronto, and Mississauga. Like it's right in the middle of all three of them, in an area that's like just trees. Okay, but all those trees are being eaten up, and that's the power line right there, the cable. And look at the trees that have been all eaten, and all the way to the right down to the ground. They're like, how many are those dark orbs there? Those soul spiders eating it all up, and those trees are going to be totally eaten, or they'll be dead. They won't come back next year. And this is just that's just one part of it. Okay, that's a big spider. I know it. I sense it's a big spider right there. I can see it hanging. Okay, these spiders, they look a lot like a black widow. Okay, and those wasps, they look like black killer wasps. There's some differences, but they pick the right insects, that's for sure, to turn them. These are like natural born killers here, let alone with the aliens taking on their form. Then they're real. Look how big that thing is, and that's like one spider. Okay. And you can see that it absorbs. It's a composite because it's orb clusters that make it up, but large ones. But they take on physical form, and then you have a big thing like that can be just as real as as you or I. Look how big it is. It's huge. Look how big that is. That's a tree right there. Let's see that one fly by real fast. That's what I'm talking about. And that's right in this area. These things have taken over. Okay, I think that's another one. That black thing right there. That's another one. They're just clinging onto wires all over. Okay, those things are huge. You can see the feet on that one. So they're just hanging on the power lines and charging up, and notice it's holding on to two of them. Okay. They'll stay there. That thing is glowing there. Look at the orbs on it. Look how fast they're moving. See how fast they're moving? Don't forget, you see 1 in 1,000. Or maybe more go by than 1,000. But you can see it 1 out of 1,000. That's about the rate. But they really move fast. And they're packed all over this thing. And this is where the cables are. And the major cables that supply townships, parts of the city, of the Greater Toronto area. These are no little wires. Okay. These are thousands of volts. And these things, look at it in the air, how many there are. Okay, now's their time to go up in the sky and really be on everything. They're moving so fast over here, you can't even see them. They're traveling so fast right here. Maybe you can see them. I can see them, but you need like a trained eye to see them because they move very fast. And that's nothing how fast they can move. Over here they're going slower. You can see them better. Right here. See, they're sending pulses. They know that I'm filming them. That's a lot of them sending pulses, plus the ones in the air. See the camera just shudder? They're going to take over our entire electric grid and turn us off and shut us down altogether. And you can forget your cell phone and your computer and everything, or me, the cameras and all that, because everything we have runs on electricity. You won't even be able to make toast or coffee. I mean, or winter's coming, and how are you going to heat your house? It's going to be cold shower time. Your boiler won't be working. It doesn't look good. Our planet has been invaded by an alien species. Okay. I don't know what else I can show. Aside from them, coming right to your door and saying, here I am.